So glad he's here. All right, our studio guest tonight has been quite literally around the world as well, from the Sudan to Australia to Florida to California, then New Jersey, before touching down in Provo, Utah to put the capper on his college basketball career. Please help me welcome into Studio C, BYU senior Mawot Mag.
Thanks for coming in. Yes, sir. Thank you. How you doing, man?
You got the hot seat. You got the hot seat.
Welcome.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you spent a little bit of time in California. Is that the Dodgers had? You became a Dodgers fan when you lived there?
It's a little bit. You know, turning a little bit. So I used to live in Napa, so I had a host family over there. So lived there for 2 years. So
you've been around?
I've been around, yeah, a lot. So been traveling my whole life, so I'm kind of used to it.
Okay, I want to really nail down the pronunciation of your first name. A lot of people just call you Mo. Mawot?
Yeah.
Where are we at?
Mawot, yeah.
Mawot, kind of like it rhymes with foot? Mawot? Okay.
Yeah.
Mawot Mag, that's what I want to go with. But Mo, you answer to Mo, right?
Yeah, Mo is, it's more easier, so I just, yeah.
Okay, I got you. You moved to Australia at 2 years of age.
Yes, sir.
You were born in the Sudan. You consider Australia still home for you?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I was young at the time when I moved to Australia, so I didn't really remember that much. But the only thing I really remember was Australia, and I was there up until 15, and then I came to the U.S. So pretty much Australia is home, really. Because when I was younger, my older siblings they kind of remember a little more than me. But in regards to me, I don't really remember that much of Sudan. But yeah, Australia is kind of home to me. So.
How many siblings do you have?
I have a lot of siblings. I got 7 sisters and 2 brothers. So.
Oh, wow.
Fit right in Utah, man.
Yeah. I got a little army, man. So, yeah.
When did you start focusing on basketball? And what other sports did you like, if there were other sports?
Yeah, so at first, I played soccer first. So I was kind of like a copycat. My older brother, whatever he did, I did too. So soccer, I played soccer first. I was a goalkeeper, but I was really young. But I started playing basketball when I was about 11 and 12. So I started playing there, and it just went on from there. I also played AFL. It's kind of like, it's an Australian football league. I played there for like a couple of years, but I went on, I played basketball, and I kind of loved it, and it just went on from there. So,
what did you like the physicality of AFL?
Yeah, I actually did, but yeah, it gets kind of hectic over there. But there's no pads, no nothing, so you see a lot of blood and everything. But it's a big sport in Australia, so yeah. I enjoyed it. They didn't enjoy getting hurt though, but yeah.
How much do you relate to what he's talking about there, Coach?
Well, a lot with the big family. Number one, I mean, his story is so unique. It was when I started to really learn more about him. It was I think it's part of what makes him who he is, and kind of the adversity he's gone through was really intriguing. For me, knowing what kind of a human being we were going to get. As far as Aussie rules football goes, I'm not for that with the no pads and all that. We're kind of wusses over here, I guess, in the U.S. with the pads. But he's tough. He's a tough dude, though. So.
When you began focusing on basketball, were there any Australian hoops idols that you kind of looked at and said?
Yeah, well, there was kind of some. A couple that stood out. Patty Mills, Matthew Dellavedova. Seeing him play the Warriors in the NBA Finals, LeBron, that was kind of very inspiring. Also like Deng Adele. People that that I kind of grew up watching and everything, and also there's also another player. I think it's Aaron. He's a big
Baines.
Aaron Baines, Aaron Baines, him too. So and Dante Exum. Ben Simmons.
Yeah, played for the Jazz for a while too.
So those are really the ones that are the main ones.
Well, Matthew Dellavedova had a few good games against BYU back in the day. So sometimes you got to watch what kind of crowd you're around when you mention his name. So you said 15 was when? Is that when you started to come to the States to play?
Yeah, that's when I moved over. I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship in Florida, near Bradenton, next to IMG. So I was fortunate enough to get there. So I traveled over by myself and. It was very.
What's that like when you're 15, leaving your country to come play basketball?
It was a lot of mixed emotions, I felt happy but kind of sad at the same time. When I got there, I was happy, but when time went on, I was still young and I got very homesick. But as the time went on, I went back home and I came back. I kind of got used to it, and it kind of helped me grow to the person I am today. So if I didn't go through the things I went through in the past, I want to be who I am today.
So you had Florida experience and then California experience before you ended up going to college, right?
Yeah, then I went to Jersey too.
And so why you end up in Jersey at Rutgers? How did Rutgers win out for you in terms of where you wanted to play college?
It went well. The Big Ten's very competitive conference. I went there. I was young. I grew a lot. I learned a lot. Shout out to Coach Pikel and the coaching staff over there and my teammates. We had tremendous memories and everything, big games, buzzer beaters, being the #1 team and a buzzer beater.
Was that Purdue?
Purdue, yeah. Going to the NCAA tournament. So I had very, big moments, and I'm always going to cherish them.
Okay, so when did you first hear the name Mawot Mag relative to Rutgers and being available?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that time for me was a bit of a blur. When I got the job, the portal was already open, and so I was hiring a staff, and so Brandon Dunson and him had a history, together, and Brandon mentioned his name to me, and a lot of my closest friends, ironically, in basketball have Australian ties. A good friend of mine's the GM of the Perth team, and they're kind of NBA of Australia. He was my first call about Mo, picking his brain. I was involved with the Australian national team for a short time. I coached Ben Simmons in Philly. So I'm pretty dialed in with Australia, so I started making calls, doing my homework. And then obviously, like I said, Brandon and Mo had a relationship that dated back to when you were in high school. And so there was just a lot of, common ground, a lot of familiarity. And then, the more we were watching film and the more I learned about him, he was somebody that we absolutely wanted to add here at BYU.
So now that you're here, how does it feel to be a BYU Cougar?
It's great, It's different compared to the places I lived in the past, but I actually like it. It's quiet. Teammates, coaches, I love them all, and they from day one they open me with welcome hands and everything. So I'm enjoying it. Playing in a Power 5 conference, Big 12 is one of the best ones, so I can't really complain. It's going well, and I'm enjoying it.
Well, we're really glad you're here. We'll take a break with Mo and Coach. We'll come back. We'll kind of, in a way, return to his homeland in a minute. You'll see what we mean after this. Continue. BYU Basketball with Kevin Young. Stay with us.